User-defined buttons allow you to easily add, delete, or change buttons to completely customize the buttons you see on the screen. You can set up the buttons with only the lights, sounds, and actions that you want. At the bottom of the locomotive page is the user-defined buttons. Press the next page buttons to see another set of buttons. Currently, the first button is set up as the front headlight, and the second is set up as a dim function for the front headlight. Notice there's no button next to the dim button. We're going to add a button here. Go to the adjustments and press the button setup. This control allows you to select the button you will be changing. This shows you what the finished button will look like. Note it is the front headlight. It is a type light and is set for on off. Because it is a type light, you can choose which output. Output 1 is wired to the front headlight. You can select any output that you want. The second light is a dim function. It is also connected to output 1, the front light. When dim is selected, you can adjust the brightness by touching the brightness button and turning the knob. You can see that the third button position is not used. You can select a button type of light, sound, action, or not used. For our new button, we're going to select a type sound because we are going to make it a sound. Now we will select a new picture. We will choose the music note because we're going to make it a sound. We can give each button any name. We will call this button coupler clank because when pressed, it will make the coupler clanking together sound. Now we can select the sound that we want to play when the button is pressed. We can only select from the sounds that have been put onto the locomotive module. For sounds, you can adjust the volume for each particular sound. In addition to this volume to allow different sound levels for each sound, there is a master sound volume that changes all the sound volumes. That is it. We just added a new button that will play a sound when it is pressed, so let's see it work. Compare this to the typical DCC push-button controller. What button do you press to play the coupler clank sound? Is it button F13 or was it button F14? DCC push-button controllers are far from intuitive when compared to RailPro's color touchscreen with text and pictures on it. RailPro locomotive modules can create almost any type of light effect. Additionally, you can add new light effects to locomotive modules by using direct radio. As you will soon see, you can put several light effects on one output. We will now show you some of the sample light effects. Our sample light effects include on-off, dim, Mars light, double strobe, attack, and firebox. There were no details overlooked when RailPro was created. Even the speed control knob is special. After all, the speed control knob is the connection between you and your train. This knob has a great feel, and unlike typical plastic knobs found on other controllers, the RailPro's high-quality knob is made out of machined metal. You can go from 0 to 100% about a single turn while making adjustments as fine as 0.1%. That is 1,000 speed steps in one turn to give you the ultimate in control and speed of adjustment. Because of direct radio's fast response time, you'll feel like you're connected to the locomotive. The handheld controller knob can continuously rotate, making selecting locomotives running at speed a non-issue. When you select a locomotive that is already running, the display simply changes to the current speed, and when you turn the knob, the speed changes as you would expect. With our accessory module, you can control your turnouts. Slow motion, motor operated, and snap type switches can be controlled. Our RailPro Color touchscreen adds some really nice features to turnout control. You can give each turnout any name you choose so you can easily identify them. Also, you can see the position of the switch right on the screen. Since our accessory module has direct radio built in, there's no need to wire any complicated communication network to install it. Just connect 2 power wires to the accessory module and the wires for each switch. The handheld controller comes with a USB plug, so you can connect the handheld controller to the internet and get new pictures, sounds, light effects, and programs from Ring Engineering. Just use the supplied software for your PC to select the pictures, sounds, etc. that you would like. Then plug in the handheld to the USB port and press the download button to get the pictures, sounds, etc. that you selected from the internet to the handheld controller. Pictures, sounds, light, and programs can be sent to other RailPro products such as a locomotive module using direct radio. You do not need a PC or internet access to use RailPro, but it can prove to be a very useful feature. We have power supplies that are equipped with direct radio. Direct radio adds the ability for easy setup and monitoring and more. Notice that on the accessory page there are currently no accessories. To set up and monitor the power supply, all we need to do is press the Find Products button. The handheld has detected a power supply. Now if we go to the accessories page, we can see a picture of the power supply. One feature of the power supply is that you can turn the output on and off from the screen. If you press the Adjustments button, you can give this product a name and a password like you can all RailPro products. Giving them different names is real useful if you have more than one, so you can tell them apart. If you press the Information button, you can see the amount of power being used. The power being used is updated in real time. RailPro's direct radio makes this possible. Our PWR75 power supply has enough power to run up to 20 locomotives like the ones in this video. Only Ring Engineering power supplies have AccuClean power technology. Further, we believe you will not have to clean your track nearly as often as you would if you were using a typical DCC power supply. Yes, less track cleaning is great news. Our RailPro products have many built-in fault protections. For example, our locomotive modules have light output short circuit protection, over temperature, motor overload, and much more. Additionally, these faults can be displayed on a handheld controller in real time. Now we'll demonstrate a motor overload fault. The locomotive shell is removed so we can stop the motor with our fingers to simulate a fault where something jams the motor. Notice that the locomotive module detected something was wrong and shut the motor off. Touch the fault symbol to see what fault is being reported. The fault is motor overload. In case you do not know exactly what that means, you can touch the fault to bring up help for that fault. The first possible cause listed is that the motor is mechanically bound up. In this case, that was the problem. To clear a fault, you need to cycle the power on the locomotive. We will tip the locomotive up briefly to disconnect the power and reset the fault. Now this loco is ready to run again. It is direct radio's two-way, high-speed communication that makes real-time fault reporting and monitoring possible. Just in case how to use our handheld controller is not completely obvious, we added help pages. Our built-in help is like having an instruction manual built right into the handheld. On almost every page in a handheld controller there is a help button. If you press the help button, it describes in detail what every button does on that page. The help starts with a general description. There are even tips for operation on the help pages. Notice that there are even pictures in the help pages to make explanations thorough and easy to understand. Anytime you develop a radio-controlled product, you should consider security. Because direct radio can transmit over 100 feet, it is important to be sure that unintentional or unauthorized users do not control your train set. Our solution to this problem was simply to allow you to set a password into every RailPro product. If you do not share your password with anyone, then no one else will be able to control your products. This can be an important feature when you use your RailPro system at a train club or at a train show. To set passwords, all you need to do is select a product that you want to give a password. We are going to put a password into a locomotive for this example. Press the Adjustments button and you can see the place for the password. Just touch the password control and type a new password. Once the password is entered, no other users will be able to control this locomotive without knowing the password that you entered. You can run RailPro locomotives on any DCC system. You can run your RailPro locomotives on the same tracks at the same time while others are controlling their DCC locomotives. However, you will only be able to select and control RailPro equipped locomotives and you will not be able to control DCC locomotives. This can be perfect for a train club member whose club uses a DCC system. You can take your RailPro locomotives and handheld controller to the club and run with the rest of the DCC users. Additionally, RailPro has no 4-digit addressing restriction like DCC does. If everyone at the club wants to buy the same locomotive with the same road number, that's not a problem for RailPro. What about price? RailPro must be real expensive, right? No, not really. You can buy a RailPro wireless system for about what many DCC wireless systems cost. At first this may not seem to be the case, but when you buy all the parts that you need to make a complete wireless DCC system, our price is less in some cases. For example, most DCC systems do not come with a power transformer. That is often extra. Also, if you can find a DCC module with updatable sounds, the programming unit is also extra. Because RailPro has direct radio and our handheld controller comes with a USB cable, there's no reason to buy anything extra. Further, our locomotive modules cost no more and usually less than most good sound DCC modules. As with all Ring Engineering products, we give you a 30-day money-back guarantee because we're confident that you'll like our products. At Ring Engineering, we're very excited about the future of RailPro. RailPro was designed to be easily expanded. Direct Radio makes adding new products to a RailPro system easy, and a color touchscreen will let us add new pages to control new products. We have some real exciting future products planned for RailPro. We know that we have not covered every detail of RailPro or every great feature, but we hope that you can see from this video that RailPro is built with modern technology and is truly an outstanding control system for your model trains. So be sure to order your RailPro system and start having fun today.